Hey, my name's Eric Busby. I'm a sophomore at UNA, and this is my presentation for the second installation of the Honors Forum class, all about service and civic engagement. And in thinking about what I wanted to talk about for my presentation, I decided to start off with some of the experience that I got this summer when I spent 21 days serving at an orphanage in Uganda, Africa, and some of the important experiences I had there and how it led me to further appreciate service and what service is really about. And so one of the tasks that we would do there is engage with the community there to try and strengthen the nonprofit that I was working with, Sozo Children, to try and strengthen their bond with the community, and therefore to further the bond of Christ in the community, as this was a religious organization. So one of the routes that they use to strengthen that bond is put energy into what they call jajas there, which is the term for grandma. And the missionaries, I was a short-term missionary, would go into the villages and take lunch to the Jajas. The one that stands out the most to me was Jaja Florence. It was sweet because her name was Florence, and I got to tell her that was the name of the town that I live in when I'm home, and it was a really special thing. And we had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and pretzels, and it was important to me because the dignity and worth of Jaja Florence as a person and her needs in terms of human relationships is what the focus was on, and not on material goods, which is what Americans tend to focus on. So even though the goal was to go have lunch, it was not about giving food to the needy. It was about bonding and showing her that there are people who care about her and that Christ loves her, and that is how she can see that Christ loves her. We would leave her the leftovers and make sure she was provided for, but the importance was the spiritual bond that we would experience there. And at the end of the day that we had lunch with her, we asked for prayer requests and anything that she maybe would want us to pray for her for. And what she said was to live longer. And the reason she said this was not out of selfish gain. She is 84 years old, and she takes care of her 2 great-grandchildren. Her great-grandson is named Ivan. He is 9 years old, and he has sickle cell anemia, and he is sick all the time because there are not the proper medications or access to the medications for him to receive treatment. And she knows that if she were to die, that he would also die because she's his primary caretaker. And to see her final wishes as a 90-year-old woman almost be to provide for someone else really, really impacted me and my goals for my life, and trying to emulate that mindset of, even if it means I am having a hard time and death would be easier, to still have the mindset of service is such a cool thing and so important. And so I got to bring that experience back with me to campus this year and to my volunteer sites for the semester, which were the Christian Women's Job Corps and Camp Joy Student Ministries. I was able to really smoothly pair my requirements for my social work course with my requirements for the Honors Forum. And so my time at the Christian Women's Job Corps was spent organizing resources and a resource opportunity list for the women who are in the program. I was also able to shadow them at their intern sites, which was cool, and I got to sit in on their classes that they take at the Job Corps. It was such a cool thing, seeing them bond and seeing how the skills that they were learning were basic and could be learned at any community college, but the fact that there were 10 women going through this together, and how that strengthened them and how that bonded them, and being able to participate in that and being able to foster that relationship was so cool. And that was a really cool moment, was sitting on their communications class, and they were talking about how to, it was almost coping skills for hard times in our life. And they cried together, and they got through, and they graduated, and just how those little moments built up, and how I got to be a part of those little moments. My other site was Camp Joy Student Ministries, which I have been volunteering at for the past 5 years. A couple at my church started a free summer camp that is put on every summer, and I've been a counselor every year, and this year I'm going to be working with the rec team and as a counselor coordinator, and organizing. Organizing was what I spent my time doing with my volunteer hours there. I helped put together a devotional book, and helped prepare the team and start praying over everything. And it was cool because I got to work in a very professional environment with the Christian Women's Job Corps, getting really practical experience for my future career, and then getting the really small nonprofit experience at Camp Joy Student Ministries, working with people who I've worked with for a long time, and getting to see the differences in the bigger nonprofits and the smaller nonprofits, and how they interact with their clients, and the differences there. And so that was what I got out of the semester, and that is what I got out of the Civic Engagement Forum class. And I'm very thankful to Vince and to the honors staff for using their resources not wastefully, but making sure we're getting involved and making sure we're learning about what's important in life. Thank you for listening. I hope that you have a Merry Christmas, Vince. And thank you very much, and we'll see you next semester.